Yo, it's great. What's going on, guys? Real quickly, let's talk about Yuki Kawamura, who was converted into a two-way contract and how he fits this Memphis Grizzlies squad. I'm a big fan of his. Him being on a two-way contract means he's going to be joining, it seemingly seems, Cam Spencer and Jay Huff, which works out perfect because now Scottie Pippen's the main backup point guard. They have Jalen Wells, John Conchar, and Vince Williams as like the bottom of the roster with Jake LaRavia, and then you assume the main guys off the bench are going to be Brandon Clark's the sixth man, Luke Kennard. I guess Vince Williams is definitely going to be there too because he was amazing the end of the year last year. Gigi Jackson and is coming back from injury, so there's going to be some minutes opened right there. And for me, when we look at this team, I really do just think, dang, this is a great fit. I love it. I want to hear your guys' thoughts before we continue today's video. What do you think the rotation is going to be? What do you think of Yuki Kawamura now being on a two-way contract? It's awesome. I hope you guys do enjoy it. Let's get to it. I've been saying ever since I talked to my buddy when we were watching, watching Yuki Kawamura tape, I really did say, I was like, he could be like the modern day version of JJ Barea. And I was a huge fan of JJ Barea as a kid, so I really think that's a decent comparison. As you know, a short guy who spent his career as a microwave off the bench that didn't do too much. If you look at JJ Barea's career, he was about a 19-20 minute a night guy who averaged 9 points and 2 rebounds, 4 assists, just under a steal a game. And he was somebody for his career, was a 35% league shooter, 42.4% from three, and he was 5'10", so similar size as Yuki. So let's get right into it. I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good jazz, and let's get right into today's video. So Yuki Kawamura has captured significant attention, very much online during the NBA preseason, as he's been someone who has stood out for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's currently making a compelling case for a two-way contract. As of right now, he is on an Exhibit 10 from my understanding. And this is a guy that if you look at their current roster, they last year had Jacob Gilyard and Yuki Kawamura, both, shorter, real, undersized guys who are trying to make it into the NBA, which I personally love it. And Memphis has done a really good job of finding talent. And Cam Spencer is listed as backup as the third string point guard, and they just recently converted Scottie Pippen Jr. to a multi-year deal, meaning they have a two-way open. So one of the guys who are in yellow might end up being a two-way. And if I had to put money on it, I think Yuki Kawamura deserves it more than Pereira, Mayuni, or Armando Bacot. So that's just my opinion on it. And I like the idea that they're going to be able to go out there and have the possibility of bringing in a guy like Yuki, who could really be one of the best stories in the NBA. Now, his skill and size, like I said, drew comparisons in my mind to former NBA guard, another undersized player who overcame the physical limitations with heart, hustle, high basketball IQ, and tenacity. Despite the need to improve his shooting splits, as you guys see, he's averaging 4 points, 5 assists in just 16 minutes a night so far, but his shooting splits are low-key terrible. Just ignore it. It's preseason. Kawamura's playmaking ability, speed, and just drive have set him apart. If you guys didn't know, Kawamura's journey to the NBA is one about determination. At 5'8", the Japanese point guard does not fit the mold of a typical NBA player. Obviously, his passion, his work ethic have propelled him to this opportunity. Back home in Japan, Kawamura made a name for himself for playing in the Japanese B League, which is the top league in Japan, and he dominated. He performed so well that he earned both MVP and Rookie of the Year's honors in 2022 season for the Yokohama B Corsairs. His success in Japan, along with a historic showing in the 2020 Olympics, put him on, my apology, not the 2020 Olympics, the 2024 Olympics, and a really good World Cup showing. His Olympic performance in 2024 in Paris, where he became just the third player to record 25 points plus, 5+ rebounds, 5+ assists in a single game, just shows. And that's, yeah, I know it's international basketball and you could say it's not the NBA, but still, like, he goes from he did it in the World Cup, he did it in the World Cup in Manila, he did it in the Paris Olympics, and he's done it 2 seasons in Japan. It's there. And now Kawamura got the opportunity to prove himself, signing an Exhibit 10 deal with the Memphis Grizzlies. He's fighting for a 2-way contract, as an Exhibit 10 deal basically means if you make the team, you get a non-guaranteed standard contract, or it gets converted to a 2-way deal. Or third, you get cut and you go to the G League team. And if you stay on the G League roster for either 30 or 60 days, you get a $50K bonus, which means you make like $120,000 instead of the typical $70,000 you get free housing. Now, with only a limited number of preseason games to showcase himself, Kawamura is just going all out. And yeah, like I said, the shooting splits might not be there, but I think his performance has turned any skeptics who thought his size may be raising doubts into believers. His speed, court vision, and ability to handle the ball, especially in pick and roll situations, as we've seen with Zach Edey, makes him a great option for Memphis, especially with the team's 2 remaining. I guess they have two-way spots filled, and they have 1 remaining. So one of the most impressive aspects of Kawamura's game is his fearlessness. During a practice session, Kawamura went head-to-head against the 7'4" Zach Edey, driving straight at the rim, going at him on the very first possession. Despite the significant size difference, Kawamura's relentlessness and his playmaking ability has left an impression not only on the Grizzlies, but on Zach Edey. Zach Edey says he plays bigger than he is. He drives in the paint, makes plays, and tries to get to the rim. He's really good. This type of intensity has become a hallmark of Kawamura's playing style. It's one thing his teammates like Luke Kennard and John Moran have taken notice. Literally, Luke Kennard commented on Kawamura saying he's fierce, he's better, he loves the game of basketball, and he's going to be making a lot of money because of it. And you guys saw from the preseason opener against the Mavs, he came out in 9 minutes of action, 6 points, 3 assists, had a +6 on the floor. With the Grizzlies needing to fill that last roster spot, as I said earlier, he's probably the best option. While his NBA future is uncertain, this guy's going to be a professional basketball player regardless where he wants to be. And for me, I really do enjoy watching a guy like him. And the comparison to JJ Barea, who also came over the size limitations to carve out a 15-year career, offers a glimpse of what Kawamura could achieve if given the right opportunity. As Barea was also known for his fearless drives to the basket, high basketball IQ, and the ability to hit clutch shots, similar to Kawamura. And Kawamura shares many of these traits, and with continued development, he could follow in Barea's footsteps. Whether Kawamura can have the same longevity in the NBA remains to be seen, but his skill set, competitive drive, and fearlessness have given him a fighting chance. Now, the NBA continues to value size, versatility, and physicality. Kawamura, whose heart and skill could be his ticket to success. As former NBA player Muggsy Bogues, who stood just 5'3", once said, heart over height. Kawamura embodies this mentality every time he steps on the court. His fearlessness, relentless work ethic, and passion for the game are traits that have endeared him to both fans and teammates. Whether he secures a 2-way contract or not, he's going to seemingly spend some time in the G, hopefully. And maybe Yuki Kawamura, regardless of what happens this season, remains in the NBA. As the modern NBA is ruthless in exposing size mismatches, Kawamura's ability to run an offense and his basketball IQ give him an edge. In a league where guys like TJ McConnell have carved out long careers, Kawamura's future depends on how well he can develop his shooting and adapt to the NBA's physical demands. If he can rise to the challenge, Kawamura may very well become a long-term presence in the NBA, much like JJ Barea did. For now, Kawamura is living his dream, making the most of his opportunity with the Memphis Grizzlies. With every practice, preseason game, he inches closer to achieving his goal of making an NBA opening day roster. Whether or not Kawamura secures a roster spot on opening day, one thing is clear. His heart and determination are bigger than the obstacles he faces on the court. The Grizzlies may have found their next underdog story in Yuki Kawamura, a player who is proving that in basketball, skill, heart, and basketball intelligence can outweigh size. If you guys enjoyed today's video, hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Peace out.